let's jump right into this, because today we're tackling something that, well, let's be honest, most of us just don't like to admit or focus on when we're trying to build wealth. We spend so much of our time obsessed with offense, right? We're looking for that next big stock, figuring out the absolute perfect time to buy, just trying to maximize those gains. But what if building wealth is actually largely about defense? Like, it's about what we avoid doing wrong just as much as what we actually do right. So today, we're unpacking the hidden, everyday mistakes that literally destroy portfolios and exactly how we can patch them. So, what really destroys a portfolio? If you're thinking it's massive market crashes or just spectacularly bad luck, the reality might actually surprise you. It's rarely the universe conspiring against you. No, portfolios usually fail because of repeated, almost imperceptible mistakes. Here's the roadmap for today's explainer. We're going to group 10 common investing mistakes into 3 buckets. First, the silent portfolio killers. Second, flawed investment strategies. And third, dangerous execution habits. Then we'll dig into the psychology of loss. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with winning by not losing. All right, starting with section 1, the silent portfolio killers. This really is the foundational mindset for everything else we'll talk about. The absolute key word here is repeated. Look, we all understand how compound interest builds wealth, right? But compound mistakes, they quietly destroy it. It's kind of like investment fees. A tiny 1% fee doesn't seem like much on paper, but stretch thought over 20 years and it eats a massive chunk of your returns. Behavioral errors act the exact same way. It's a slow leak. You don't notice the water level dropping day by day until you look down and realize, wow, the bucket is almost empty. Moving right along to section 2, flawed investment strategies. These are the structural flaws in your game plan. Mistake number 1 is a total unforced error. We all know we shouldn't make it, yet we still do. You find a stock, you fall totally in love with the narrative, and boom, you go all in. Even highly experienced investors get trapped by this kind of overconfidence. But ignoring diversification isn't a lack of knowledge, it's a lapse in discipline. And it creates a massive single point of failure. We absolutely have to spread our investments out to protect the core of our wealth. Mandatory protection, folks. And that lack of structure, it leads us directly to mistake number 6. If you don't have a clear strategy, your portfolio is basically just drifting in the wind. You end up buying a stock just because a neighbor mentioned it at a barbecue, or maybe you panic sell because of some scary morning headline. Over time, that total lack of direction creates an inconsistency that just steadily erodes your wealth. At that point, you're not investing, you're just reacting. A clear strategy gives you an anchor. Part of having that anchor means resisting mistake number 9, which is ignoring the fundamentals. In a bull market, oh man, it is so easy to get hypnotized by green candles and momentum charts. But if you're buying without being able to articulate exactly what the business does, how it actually makes money, and whether its balance sheet is strong, well, you aren't investing, you're gambling. Okay, section 3, dangerous execution habits. These are those frantic split-second mistakes you make in the heat of the moment. And there is literally no better example of a frantic mistake than mistake number 2, chasing hype. Let's walk through this vicious cycle step by step. Step 1, you see the hype. Everyone's talking about a stock, social media is screaming about it, and you get that intense fear of missing out. Step 2, you finally cave and buy in, usually right around the time your Uber driver is pitching it to you, meaning you're entering way too late. Step 3, the hype inevitably fades because emotion just isn't sustainable. And step 4, the price drops and the trap closes. We followed emotion instead of strategy, and the market punished us for it. Then we have mistake number 7, which is that agonizing quest to perfectly time the market. Look, we have all been there, staring at a chart at 2 in the morning trying to catch the absolute falling knife or holding out for the ultimate absolute peak. The reality, it is a fool's errand. By obsessing over perfect timing, we just end up freezing and missing great opportunities. Consistency beats perfect timing every single time. Which brings us to mistake number 4, over trading. There's this famous, maybe slightly exaggerated but still brilliant, internal study from a major brokerage. They found their best performing accounts belonged to people who were either dead or had entirely forgotten they even had accounts. Honestly, doing nothing is often the absolute best move. Logging in every single day and clicking buttons, it feels productive, sure, but it usually just racks up costs and emotional errors. Good investing is highly, highly selective. Let's slow it down a bit for section 4, the psychology of loss. These are the internal mental traps. This brings us to mistake number 3, ignoring risk management. It's totally human nature to look at a setup and immediately ask, okay, how much can I make? What's the upside here? But to survive long term, we really have to flip the script. Your very first question should always be, how much can I lose? Without downside risk management, just a handful of bad decisions can wipe out literally years of hard-fought gains. Put yourself in the hot seat. Think about the downside first. Because if we don't manage our risk, we fall straight into mistakes number 5 and 8, letting our emotions take the wheel and demanding incredibly fast results. Fear, greed, panic, impatience, these will shatter even the most brilliant long-term plans. You buy when euphoria hits, you sell in a blind panic, and you abandon solid strategies just because they didn't make you rich by, Tuesday. Investing takes time, guys, and emotional reactions just break the whole process. And that brings us to mistake number 10. Honestly, this is arguably the absolute most damaging flaw of them all, not learning from our mistakes. Look, everyone makes them. The top professionals make them. But if we don't audit our bad trades to figure out exactly why they happened, we're basically doomed to repeat them. And those compounding, repeated mistakes, those are what ultimately drain the account. Finally, section 5, winning by not losing. This is the core philosophy. It really all comes down to two paths. On the left side, you have the destroyers: lack of diversification, emotional triggers, poor risk management, inconsistency, impatience. These are the leaks in your bucket. But on the right side, the protectors: discipline, strategy, patience, and learning. We don't patch the leaks by being genius stock pickers. We patch them by consistently applying these protectors. Every single mistake avoided protects our progress. And over time, that protection naturally turns into massive growth. So the central thesis to take away from this explainer is this: success in investing is not about doing everything perfectly right. It's really just about doing fewer things wrong. It's about minimizing those unforced errors, putting up your defenses, and letting the power of time and solid fundamentals do the heavy lifting for you. As you look at your own brokerage account today, I want you to ask yourself, are you exhausting yourself trying to find the perfect trade, or are you focused on just doing fewer things wrong? Look back at the unforced errors we covered today. Which of these mistakes are you going to stop repeating today? Stay disciplined, keep learning, and your portfolio will thank you.